When you begin to tape your speech, there are some guidelines that you must follow, and one is that you should have an audience of at least 5 persons, and none of those persons should be under the age of 12. In other words, no babies, no toddlers, no one under the age of 12, and no pets running up and down in front of the camera. No pets in the house. Also, turn off all television sets and cell phones. And that includes your audience. Your audience should be engaging you, not looking at their cell phones while you are actually giving a speech. You need to stand up while you are delivering the speech. You may use note cards, or you can use a complete sheet of paper if you want to. I just discourage you from writing out word for word every sentence, because then you will read the speech rather than talking to and communicating with your audience. So, you've got your audience, you need to pan them. Whatever device you're using, whether it be a phone or an iPad or your computer, pan your audience very slowly and then come back to the speaker. Finally, before you begin actual recording, you need to show your picture ID. It should be either your college ID or a driver's license. You would have the camera zoom in on the ID and then zoom back out so that I see your face. This is very important, and if you fail to do this, you will have to completely record the entire speech again. There will not be any pictures accepted, so you would have to record again. So don't forget about showing that ID. My name is Belinda Russell, and I'm your instructor this semester in speech class. The first assignment that I have given you for a speech is the bucket list. And many of you are saying, well, I don't know what she's talking about, a bucket list. But some of you may actually remember Morgan Freeman's movie, Bucket List. Well, what is a bucket list? Well, I'm asking you to explain or define 2 or 3 items. And the Oxford English Dictionary defines a bucket list as a number of experiences, achievements, or goals that a person hopes to accomplish or experience during their lifetime. Now, I'm 68 years old, so I've got to get serious about working on that bucket list. And tonight, I want to share 2 items with you: my desire to travel and my desire to be a matriarch. First, let's talk about travel. My husband absolutely loves to travel, and so I've caught the bug as well. We've been from the East Coast to the West Coast. We have been to 4 different countries in Europe, but now we want to see more and more national parks, and so that's what is on my bucket list. We've been to Yellowstone already, which is the oldest national park. We've been to the Great Smoky Mountains, which is the most visited national park. We've been to Acadia, we've been to the Badlands, we've been to 16 national parks. And this coming Saturday, I'm going to work on that bucket list. I'm going to fly into California, and we will go to the Sequoia National Park, where we will see the California Sierra Nevada mountain range and beautiful giant sequoia trees. Then we will venture to Yosemite, which all of you have heard of, El Capitan. Well, you won't see me on the news climbing that. I can guarantee you that this hiker, and I do hike, but I stick to those senior trails. In 1983, an American historian and writer named Wallace Stegner wrote that national parks are the best idea that we ever had. Absolutely American, absolutely democratic. They reflect us at our best. So I challenge you, do like me and visit as many of the national parks as you can. The second item on my list is that of a matriarch. Now, you may think of a matriarch as the boss, the queen, the ruler, but that's not the type of matriarch I'm talking about. I want to be the beloved grandmother and mother and wife. I want to preserve family relationships, and I want to keep my family connected. In 1989, my husband, Doug, died as a result of a car accident. We were living in New Jersey, and after school was out 7 months later, my son Jason, who was then 12, and my daughter Jamie, who was 8, and I moved back to New Albany, Mississippi, because that was our home, and that's where we had relationships with family and friends and people who loved us and could surround us with that love. 5 years later, I was one of the lucky people, and I found someone else that could take care of me and love me too, Gary. And he had 2 daughters by a previous marriage, Ray and Jessie. Well, we kind of commuted back and forth between New Albany and Germantown because he was a traveling salesman and I was teaching at community college. But we got those kids grown, and they have given us 10 wonderful grandchildren who range in ages from a sophomore at the University of Memphis all the way down to third graders in Tupelo and at Collierville Elementary. We even have grandchildren who live in Franklin, Tennessee. So we get to see lots of softball and dance recitals and football and competitive dance and cheerleading, and that keeps us going and keeps us young. In fact, I go to the gym 4 times a week so I can keep up with all of this bunch. But I love the 14 people who make up my family. They're all very, very special to us. And Bo, that's me, and Big Daddy, that's Gary, hope that for generations that there will be stories told about our family times. Many of those take place at the lake where we live, from swinging on the hammock to swimming in the lake, going out on a kayak, making homemade ice cream, or cooking s'mores. All types of family relationships that I think will be special for generations to come. As you can see, my bucket list consists of 2 items right now, 2 very important items: to visit as many of the national parks as possible and to be the best matriarch that I possibly can be. So today, I leave you with one question. What's on your bucket list?